Did you see if it was streaming on the fucking McDonald's app, bro? The fuck out of here. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Howdy ho. Adam Pecora here. And this is Requiem for a Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. If you're curious about what that intro was about, it's because I haven't watched a fucking thing. So what's going to happen this week, I don't know. But thanks for tuning in anyway. Don't turn it off. Okay, rate, review, and subscribe to Requiem for a Tuesday wherever you're listening, because we have such great content that is planned and thought out, and I'm not doing this episode off the cuff. Don't worry about it. We're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. We are on it. I don't know why I threw those in there. Is Stitcher still a thing? That one's still a thing. Don't tell me it isn't. YouTube, we got a YouTube. There's some video content on there. Not very much, but there is some. So, whatever. If you're a multi-tabber, nothing's easier than having a tab of YouTube open. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We got music. Multiplex, WolfX, take a listen to that stuff. Streaming on all major platforms, bandcamp.com as well. We got merch for this show, RFAT.bitcartel.com. Follow me on Instagram, name.rfat. Look at me. I just know all the stuff. Check out the links. They're in the description. All of the things I just mentioned are contained within said links. So click them and then click around some more. And before you know it, you'll have hours and hours of above average content. But don't say content. Don't call it that. At your fingertips, at your disposal to consume and enjoy. So here we are. It's Monday, recording day at the Pecora household. And I got to be honest with you guys. Streaming fatigue is kicking my ass. I can't look through the fucking apps for more than 4 minutes now at this point. I'm just like, if I can't find it, I'm just out. This is it. I used to doom scroll through those fucking things. Like, oh, this thing's like kind of maybe, a maybe. And then by the time you're like, fuck it, I'm going to go watch that other thing. And then you go back to the other thing. And you're like, I don't want to fucking watch this. You know? Where it's like, I'm deciding to watch this because I really just don't want to select one other offering on this entire thing. And, we're going backwards with all these fucking streaming bundles that are just turning everything into cable anyway. And the only thing that was good about scrolling through channels with cable is that it was like, okay, this is a limit and it's all now. So this is all we got. And if you can't find anything, you turn it off. You go play video games, whatever. But you can look through apps forever and then never pick. And that's the thing where it's like, I gotta fucking pick something. You'll land on a channel and something's just on. But instead you just scroll forever and nothing's ever on. And I can't do it anymore. I'm an old man at heart. I mean, honestly, I probably have the heart of an old man. You wouldn't believe my cholesterol levels. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure they're definitely not good. Take a look at me. I think you could figure that out. You know what size shirt I wear. Just by looking at me. So what am I to do in this situation? And then, now available for rent. You get a lot of these advertisements. Movies jump from theaters to renting. Why are we limiting the theater window of a movie? Let's say, we're going to release, let's say, Challengers. I don't know if this timeline is accurate, but this is a movie that I want to see that, to my own fault, have not seen. But, as an example, let's say Challengers had a 30-day theatrical screening window, whatever. the long-term model isn't working. I mean, a smaller movie at that point, odds are that people will have, the ones that want to see it will have seen it by then. Again, me notwithstanding. But then, it's now available to rent. And it's like, you can rent it in HD for $21.99. When did renting a movie ever cost that much money? I mean, unless you went to Blockbuster, didn't bring it back for like 2 weeks past your fucking date, I could see it getting up there. But what planet are we on where it's like, here's the alternative to seeing it in the theater? If I want to watch it alone, it is not the equivalent of a movie ticket price, so I don't want to hear that argument. So what, I have to get 5 fucking people together to watch the sex tennis movie? So we can all, go back to back and rub one out to the threesome scene? I don't think so, okay? And, I got sound here. I'm not a fucking loser going raw dog TV speakers anymore. I've grown up. But you're telling me that that sound rivals surround sound theater? No. Especially for how bumping that score is supposed to be? No. And, I may have a 4K TV, but we're talking 40 inches from 10 feet away. Not a chance. Not a similar experience. And you could say, Adam, that's on you. That's on you. But it's not. I'm supposed to invest, what, $5,400, give or take, on like a premium home setup, large TV, surround sound speaker. Look at that, my voice is cracking. That's the passion, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to cold, unfiltered passion. Now, I'm supposed to invest all that money and then still drop $21.99 for a fucking rental? It doesn't add up no matter what. And then, 3 months later, or whenever it goes to streaming after that, okay, now it's on an app I don't have, and I got to get a trial, or I got to get someone's password. It's not worth it. And then you go look, and the rental price is like $5.99. It's like, well, why would I pay $5.99 if it's streaming somewhere? But if you don't have the subscription, it's just always a problem. Now, I don't mind paying $5.99 for a rental. That is where some people, I would say somewhat rightfully, aggressively disagree with me. I can see the argument because, it's the internet. You can just go find a movie. That's 100% fair. There are plenty of places to do that. It used to be a big torrenter back in my day, but no, I didn't, because you didn't hear that from me. Nobody look at my old IP address, okay? Actually, funnily enough, story time. I did once get a cease and desist thing, not that literally, but like that type of notice from the internet provider because I torrented My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. However, I did it after acquiring the vinyl, and I forgot what it was. I think I was like going to try to do vinyl rips or something, but I had deleted it from my digital iTunes, whatever it was. It had to have been iTunes, I would assume at the time. So I was like, oh, fuck. Why did I delete that? I'm not going to be able to get this back. Or maybe I assumed it would have like a download inside. But I think the point of the story was that this was pre-digital download inserts in records. Could be wrong about that. That has maybe been a thing for many times. This was a long time ago. Anyway, ironic, because I literally bought the fucking record, which costs way more money, and it's on a triple for really no reason. I mean, the length doesn't justify it, but, it's an album of excess. It makes perfect sense. All right, back to the topic at hand. So I see your argument if you're like, I'm on the internet. I do internet stuff. I don't pay for things on the internet like a fucking chump. I get it. You're cool, and you're young, and you use emojis a lot, and that's great. You have every right to do all those things. For me, it's more of the nostalgia of like, okay, so honestly, my favorite way to look for a movie that's not, I hate doing the stream scrolling, but I like looking through the YouTube movies like new rental thing, and I go, ooh, what's available for me to rent? And then I can rent a little movie, and then you get to make a little evening out of it because I spent $3 to $7 on this rental. So it's like, okay, let's get some snacks. Let's get the lighting going. We're all watching a movie. It makes it feel a little bit like a little event. So, you're on the couch having a nice little time. What did you do last night? Oh, we rented a movie. That used to mean something in this fucking country. Okay? That used to mean, oh, you had a great night last night. How was the movie? What was it? I am really just devastated that movies don't matter to people anymore. It's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. Our society is completely falling apart. But my point is, I encourage you to try it. Don't do the, obviously, like I just was adamantly against, don't do the $21.99 unless it's like a still in theaters one, but you kind of really don't want to take that much time out of your day to see it, but you want to see it, and if there's two of you, and it would be cheaper than buying 2 tickets at your local theater, then you should do it in that scenario, pay that full price. For me, I'm always going to say we might as well make the trip out, because it will be the same. Like, I will make sure the tickets are the same or less, and then that's how that is. But, I understand. There's circumstances. There's a time and a place. Maybe you got children. Maybe your life is very unfortunate. And you pretty much can't leave the house. Then you got to do what you got to do. But at least you're getting a twofer. Okay? No, I'm not always watching movies alone. I understand that. But if I'm the only one who's interested and then I have to pay for it, that's the scenario. But let's say, and it literally isn't that long. I mean, it's like 2 to 4 weeks after it's that full price. It'll usually at least get cut in half. Now, I'll see some $14.99s on there. That's almost a never go either. I say $10 or less. That's your pocket. That's the sweet spot. And then just gauge it based on your interest or how recently it was released or things like that. But, do what you got to do. Play the variables there. But tell me it doesn't feel a little more satisfactory. And tell me that you don't even, you'll pay more attention. You will. There are movies that I'm eager to watch that are just new to streaming or whatever, and I'm on my phone before I know it. Because I didn't make the event out of it. Because it's like, oh, that's new, sick. I wanted to watch that, but now I'm way behind. See, if I don't know that something is being released, let's say, oh, it's coming out on streaming this Friday. Great. I need to make the mental plan that this is the event of the night. And then it's more satisfactory. That's all I'm trying to say. Ultimately, yeah, I'm just really upset with myself for still having not watched Challengers. So, Challengers episode will happen eventually. Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. I wasn't really sure what my plan was going to be next, for this episode, ladies and gentlemen, which I'm not doing off the cuff. I just said I wasn't sure, but now I'm sure. I wanted to do a little headline surfing, and we're just going to read through a little article here. We've reached it. We're at the point. Male birth control gel is safe and effective. You believe that? Ladies, we're here. Let's see what the details are. Every morning for a year and a half. Okay, that seems like a long time. Right, I guess this guy's probably part of the trial. Logan Whitehead, 24, rubbed a clear gel on his shoulders, waited for it to dry, and then went about his day as usual. Basically like hand sanitizer. Smelled like it, looked like it. It wasn't sanitizer, though. It was a hormonal solution meant to block whitehead sperm production. The gel was male birth control. That seems odd. Okay. How does that work? How do your shoulders connect? Okay, let's see if we can maybe get some more information here. He was a volunteer. Why are you volunteering? You don't want to guinea pig your jizz. Listen, before anybody starts to get angry, also, by the way, this is just for fun. We get it. Women got to do all the birth control. It's not great. I am 100% on board. You do what you want to do. Don't do what you want to do. That's fine. Put a little Jimmy hat on. You're good to go anyway, ladies. Not really, actually. Technically, almost all of the time, though. Anyway, I'm just saying I would rather wear a condom than put gel on my shoulders. That I don't like that. I just don't like that. Yeah. Basically, it's just like, yeah, you don't make jizz anymore. I would definitely rather just get the snip than do this. Oh my God, it's named Adam. That's bullshit. You can't do that to me. You're naming? No way. Hey, you want to not have jizz? You want to not be able to be a man? Be Adam. That's fucking great. Wow, I love that. Anyway, I'm glad I clicked on this. That worked out great. Oh, I'm sorry. It actually gets deeper than that. They're talking about a whole bunch of options. Okay, so there are non-hormonal options in development. So that other one is not called Adam. I don't know what that one is. I don't know. Just 16 men showed that a non-hormonal pill was fine. 16 people is not enough people to test. I mean, you should test like genes on more people than that. You know what I mean? Make sure they're comfy. What are we doing here? Anyway, they said they're going to do another one. Charlottesville, Virginia is developing a non-hormonal male birth control method that involves injecting a gel into the vas deferens, the tubes that transport the sperm. Okay, you're injecting gel into my jizz tubes. Got it? And injecting the gel is called Adam. If you inject your junk with Adam, you will no longer have children. That's great. I cause birth control. I am the source of your dead jizz. If you're shooting blanks, it's 'cause of me. That's fucking sick. It's essentially like an IUD. So somehow the gel just sits in there. I don't know. All of that sounds horrifying. And it takes reading one article to understand exactly where women are coming from. Because fuck all that noise. What? No, thank you. I don't like taking too many antibiotics because they tell you you're not supposed to. I feel like that's going to throw off my whole equilibrium. You know what I mean? I can't start regulating other shit. What are we doing here? I wouldn't take a mood medicine. That sounds awful. But we still can't figure out how to stop psoriasis. I mean, I just don't want red flaky skin in the worst places at the worst times. I understand. Well, I don't understand. You know, is the funding not there? Sure, like that part makes sense, but whatever. But they call the jizz gel Adam? I swear to God, I just clicked on the article because I'm like, oh, this will lead to something. There's got to be something interesting in here. And then I just get dogged for it. Unbelievable. It's like the opposite of what that's supposed to be, too. It's not even like, oh, there's like a logical naming thing for this because Adam's the first. But like Adam made more people. Isn't that the thing? It's like ironic. You put the Adam juice in your junk should be like the sperm booster. That should be the gel for the sad fucks who can't knock a bitch up. But you know what I mean? And then it should be the like, I don't know, what's a pussy boy name? The Donald injection is what takes the kids away. Right? Something? That'll get the liberal kids laughing after they're upset about contraceptive talk. I'm kidding. Everybody relax. Jesus. People get so triggered. Meanwhile, I'm the no pussy juice guy. Whatever. What else do we got? Oh, don't even get me started on this fucking bullshit. All of the Chicago sports teams are now making their way towards fucking private channels. So I'm basically never going to fucking watch sports again other than football. It's a fucking nightmare. I mean, listen, I understand that like this is technically what capitalism means. Like you guys have every right to fucking like scrounge every fucking penny out of the couch you could possibly get. But like, let me just fucking watch a basketball game. Like, you know, this is a great bookend to the whole streaming fiasco I just screamed about. It's like you gotta have all these services to watch all these fucking things, and then you used to be able to rely on like, oh, at least as long as I have an antenna, I can watch a fucking broadcast home team game. No. It's like the whole point of it being on TV is that the advertisers are giving you money. That's why TV's free. That was the whole point of TV. Like, but now you're going to be on a network with commercials, but I have to pay a subscription service for the network? Come on. You're privatizing public entertainment. God damn it. Like, why even name a team after a city anymore? Who gives a fuck? It doesn't even fucking matter because you force the people you're supposed to be representing to spend their hard-earned fucking money. Yeah, I'm angry. What else is new? But you guys get the point. Like, what the fuck? Oh, raise ticket prices, raise concession prices, raise parking prices, so then people can sit at home and pay the fucking subscription fees. Give me a fucking break. I don't have any money. Like, what are we doing? I just want to be able to go to McDonald's and watch a fucking basketball game. This is supposed to be fucking America. What is going on? But God, I cannot wait for the Bears. Oh, do we have an official odds here? Oh, this is so odd. Okay, so this is just some NBC Sports Chicago article, which basically means it has nothing to do with NBC. It's just a blog, which is a weird thing. Okay, see, I'm upset that I even clicked on this. See, they get you with the headlines. I mean, not even really. Usually these local sports articles are pretty shit anyway. But where will the Bears finish in the NFC North? Odds makers release odds for exact placement in division. Okay. And then he goes, Bet Online released odds. What the fuck is Bet Online? You know how many like official major national sports books there are, and we're using Bet Online? I mean, I'm sure it's like a sponsor or some shit, whatever. But anyway, plus 200 for third, plus 210 for last, plus 300 for second. Plus, I mean, I guess the odds are hard to get like one exact if the team is not, like, you know what I mean? Not expected to be dog shit. Like you can bet, I bet the Panthers are minus odds to come in last. But those are great. I mean, those are just great odds no matter what. I mean, I think odds are we come in second. There's a reason why third is the best odds. I get it. But people who are saying that, you know, oh, don't be bullish on the Bears. Like they're not going to improve much and they're still going to be in last. Like it just doesn't make any sense. They won 7 games and they looked terrible in probably 4 of those wins without me looking back at the schedule. And they were in 3 to 5 of those losses, and legitimately I think 3 of those losses were like we completely blew it in every way. Maybe it was 4. So I'm just saying a couple bounces here or there. We won 9 games last year. We have only improved outside of literally like we lost a defensive tackle and did not directly replace him. That is it on the entire team. Every single other position is either just as good or upgraded. So coaching staff upgraded across the board. Like there's literally just like no argument barring like a horrific, knock on wood, where is wood? A horrific turn of events, like injuries and such, would lead us to negative. Now, are we going to be able to bank on turnovers as much as less? You're probably not, but we also weren't really doing that for the full season. So I think that should even out to at least more consistent takeaways. I know that that is a huge fluke thing, though, no matter what. I mean, you know, we've experienced it as a franchise multiple times. But there's a lot to be optimistic for, ladies and gentlemen, and I will not let these fucking naysayers bring down my Chicago Bears hopes when truly, the hopes have not been justified to be high since 2019. Going in. Obviously, that was a nightmare of a season. Obviously, also, if you have listened to this show for any amount of time, high hopes going in the last 2 years either way. But in a different way, you know, you have the optimism, but it was with an understanding that they probably won't win, but I want to see some things, and maybe they will win, more games than we expect. And that never happened. But you saw the growth you wanted to see for the most part outside of QB, and now we have the golden boy, and we love him, and you cannot take this away from me right now. Give us the chance for just the summer to truly have hope and expectations that could truly lead to something. If you go back and listen to my episode from last season, going into the season, it was like, I could see them winning 10 games at the highest, which is true peak Bears optimism. I probably said that the year before too, but that wasn't realistic, and that was just crazy of me. I get it. But I also didn't expect them to have the worst defense in the NFL 2 years ago. Anyway, it's all documented. We can go back and listen to it. But let us have this, especially now that every other team is going to be taken away, and the NFL will, if they're going, there's going to be games on Netflix and shit too, and there's Amazon games and whatever. But while we can still fucking watch them on Fox and CBS, just please let it go. Let us have this. Let us win the offseason and then fall apart. Sure. Roast us then. Thank you. Hey, I made that episode happen. Look at that. Who would have thought? Thanks for tuning in. Keep this one short. Rate, review, subscribe. You know the drill. Check out all the links in the description below. We got a ton of goodies for you. rewind the episode to the beginning if you want to hear all the plugs again. Check the links, check out all the stuff, maybe get some merch, get yourself something nice. And remember, I are fat, you are fat, we are fat. Thanks for tuning in. Share the episodes, rate the episodes, listen to the episodes. Love you guys. Numbers are doing great. Let's make them do better. Calculator.